Hello. Today I want to talk about the journey of the souls. The Journey of the Souls is a book that was made by Michael Newton, and it was published in 1994. And it's a book that explores the afterlife, reincarnation, the spiritual journey of the soul. He was a hypnotherapist, so he put a lot of people under hypnotherapy to and has different cases of people telling him how was the death process and how they reincarnated in this present life. So in this, he has 29 clients under hypnosis that he put the stories in this book, but I'm just going to go through the most important ones. I just want to tell you that I was trained by quantum healing hypnosis therapy. That is also another form of past life regressions. This is under Dolores Cannon's studies, and it's something that is very beautiful. I think that with any hypnotherapy you have to get to this state to be able to see the things that are happening or the things that are already happened. So I think that those are the common things that all hypnotherapists have. So the key points of the book is the first one, that is the afterlife journey. And the afterlife journey for me, and I have seen it in past life regressions, but I have read books as well, is that when the souls leave the body after the physical death, usually the person is going to see a tunnel of light into a peaceful spirit world. And they usually describe love, security, um, seeing their loved ones. I have never heard of anyone or any case of someone being upset when they see the light or when they meet their loved ones. The loved ones usually, they are usually there waiting, like they are like, hey, you have to leave, let's go, right? And you say like, hey, my dad, how are you? Okay, and you leave, right? The case 16 of the journey of the soul, he put Michael Newton, he put a woman under hypnosis, and he had she explained the journey after dying in the past life, and she explained that he was a man and that she died as a man. She was a man in the past life, and that he was killed in a car accident. The client described it leaving her body after the crash, feeling no pain but a sense of detachment. She saw a bright light and was crowned through a tunnel, feeling like I was being pulled by a gentle force. Because it's like a suction, right? Like if you are in an escalator and you go with a movement, something like that. She also explained that she was greeted by a familiar soul from her soul group, described as a sisterly figure who radiated warmth. This soul escorted her to a serene, misty place where she felt enveloped in love. So the thing is like we come here, we have soul groups. Usually you will reincarnate with these soul groups because you have a specific mission to achieve to start moving up in your soul journey. Your parents, your sister, your kids, they have somehow they are in the same soul group, and they have probably been in another reincarnations with you as well, playing different roles in your life, within your life. But when you see, I always explain like this, like imagine that you've been working in a place, I don't know, I live in United States, I've been in Japan or China, living there for 8 months, not seeing my family, and now I'm taking the trip back, that the plane back to my house. I'm gonna be excited to see my family. Won't you be excited? So it's the same, they are all excited because they realize, oh, I have been in another place, I haven't been with you, and I really wanted to be with you. In this case, the client noted that she had a brief period of disorientation from the sudden death because it was a crash. So the soul wasn't expecting that, correct? She was taken to a space where soft glowing energy washed over her, healing emotional shock and restoring her clarity. She met her guide, a wise figure named Clovis, in a council of elders in a dome room. They review her short life, focusing on her relationships and unfulfilled goals. She felt regret for not expressing love to her family, but was reassured that she could address this in future lives. The client described visiting a place of screens where she viewed potential future lives. She chose a life as a woman in a challenging family dynamic to learn patience and forgiveness, negotiating with a soul from her group to play the role of a difficult parent for mutual growth. So, because we have a group of souls, everything that happens to you now, to me, to you, to anyone, is has already been agreed, correct? We don't remember the agreement because if we remember the agreement, then we will change some stuff. But we also have a whole group of people supporting us, souls. That is our soul spirits, our soul guides, spirit guides, the council of elders. So there are different teachers there where we are, where we come from, that they are also checking how we are learning. Are we learning the lesson or we are not learning the lesson? And there is a part of, I don't remember which book of Dolores Cannon is, that she explains how there was this woman under hypnosis and she had a broken leg. So Dolores Cannon contacted with to the higher self and asked like, why did she get this broken leg? And the spirit said, well, she wasn't listening to us for years. We needed to push her so she can break her leg and she can listen to us now. And at that moment, the the soul said like sometimes we can even cause car accidents so they can listen to us. And you don't know what happened to me. I was in a red light waiting to get my daughter from her a class that she had. I was in a red light. It was I needed to turn to the left 1 minute and I was there. And the guy, when she said like sometimes we create accidents so they can listen to us. The guy behind me in real life, in real life here, he hit my car from the back. Well, I got the insurance and everything. I remember getting off the car, understanding the message was for me, that I was listening to this audiobook at that time, and that he just hit my car at that time. So he came out and he's like, I'm sorry. And I was like, no, I'm sorry, because I felt that I created that situation. We were resonating somehow. He was just helping me to see something. And he's like, why would you be sorry? And I was like, I'm sorry. He didn't understand. Anyway, we are not alone. We have never been. And if we now in this life that we have can create tools to connect with our soul guides and get us like a few insights so we feel comfort that we are doing the right thing, I think that that's something wonderful. I want to go back to talk about the soul groups and guides. So souls belong to cluster groups of 15 to 25 companions with shared goals and developmental stages. These groups, guided by senior or junior spirit guides, provide support and learning opportunities. So just think about this. If you go two generations above you, so you, your parents, and your grandparents, you already there, you have 12 people, right? And imagine the siblings. Easily you can get to 25, 20 people. So we are all coming together for the same goal. There is the same mission. And after death, the souls usually go to a life review. And for me, is what they call the when the Bible or the Catholics they say that you can go to the purgatory. I think that this is what is the purgatory, because when you go and check your life, you will see a screen, basically like a screen, and you will start seeing all the interactions, all the situations that ever happened in your life. But you will be able to put yourself in the situation of the other person that you were interacting with. If you had an abusive relationship with someone, you will feel the other person pain or anger, and then you will say like, oh, I didn't know that this was really happening to this person, right? I never thought about it, or I never I wasn't never in this position. And sometimes it takes you a long time to go under that life review. And what I have seen is like, usually, I mean, the optimal time will be 7, 10 days, but I don't think that any soul can do it that way. The longest that I have seen or that I have known is 2 years. I know that my father, it took him, so he passed in May. So in February, he passed. He already completed that life review. So that was around 8, 9 months. Um, some people are like 3 months, 4 months. So it depends. All this depends, but you are always will be able um, to do that life review. But healing is also be provided for those who suffer or feel they fail, because then you will see your life, and then they will say like, hey, the purpose of your life, it was compassion, and you were Maduro, a dictator, right? You say like, oh, how I didn't realize these signals, so I could move toward my goal. And when they choose a new life, soul selects their next incarnation when they see like a video screen, right? And so they say like, which life is gonna be the best scenario for me to achieve my soul goal? And they can even negotiate roles with other souls, like the case that we just talked about, such as family members to align with their spiritual goals, right? Um, so a soul wants to achieve the highest level. And soul's progress has three stages: the beginner, intermediate, and advanced, based on the wisdom and awareness that they have. And so, what is the way that they describe Earth is the military school, because you come here to learn hard. Things usually are not going to be like love and flowers. And we chose that. We all chose something like that. Now I want to talk about more about karma and purpose, because I always say the same, karma is not drama. This book also discusses about karma, free will, and the soul's purpose to achieve spiritual unity with the divine. The souls choose lives to overcome challenges and grow. So there is an example that is the case 23 of the book. And the client recalled a life as a wealthy merchant in 18th century Europe who was selfish and manipulative, using his wealth to control others, including a business partner he betrayed, leading to the partner's financial ruin. This caused emotional harm to the partner's family. After dying, this client, the soul entered the spirit world and met with his guide and the council of elders. During the life review, he felt the pain his actions caused, particularly to the business partner's soul. This business partner soul was a soul from his own, from the same group, the 15 or 25. The council emphasized that his selfishness stemmed from insecurity and he needed to learn trust and generosity. This karmic lesson wasn't about punishment, but about understanding the ripple effects of his choices. The soul felt remorse, but was supported to see this as a growth opportunity. To address this karma and advance his purpose of developing compassion, the soul chose a new life as a woman in a modest 20th century family, where she will face financial struggles and depend on others for support. He negotiated with the soul of the former business partner, who agreed to incarnate as a sibling who would challenge her with rivalry but ultimately teach mutual reliance. The client described seeing this life on a screen in the spirit world, choosing it to learn humility and strengthen bonds with his soul group. In the current life, so that was in the 20th, in the current life, the client recognized the sibling dynamic as difficult but transformative, fostering forgiveness and collaboration. This aligned with his soul's broader purpose of moving from self centeredness to interconnectedness. a step toward spiritual unity. For example, a soul who betrayed a sibling in one life might return as their child to learn trust. What Newton says about karma is an opportunity for souls to experience the other side of their actions, to grow in wisdom. Because you won't never understand the way, the pain, the suffering, the anger of another person if you were feeling it as they were feeling it, right? This shows families as soul groups where karma plays out through roles we choose, like parent, child, or partner, to heal and evolve. So you can always we all have contracts, and that's when I have a conflict when they say like let's cutting cords, because for me to cutting cords, if there was a contract and two people sign up this contract and this agreement, there's no contract that it can be that it cannot be in effect when some just only one of the parties are like, oh, okay, I'm not going to follow this contract. So that's where I'm always very, very, very cautious about cutting cords. I think that you have to come with an agreement, talk to the soul that you have the contract with, and then you can cut cords, which I have done. Not for me, actually. I haven't cut any cord in my family system, but I have done just for a few, and very generic clients like situations. So uh, when we choose this life, we have a contract, we have a mission, we know who we are going to interact with, just for the purpose that we can advance as a soul. And sometimes that brings me comfort because I have faced challenges. I still face challenges, but I know that I agree to that. I agree with that at one point that I don't remember. And I actually have a friend whose name is Tara, and she remembers her contract. I don't. I haven't looked up either. Like I haven't go to that specific moment either. And so it brings me comfort because I know that it's for the greatest, for something that is greater than me, than my mind, than me now sitting here talking to you and saying like I want to have $500,000, right? That's what I want, but that's not for my soul. My soul didn't want that, probably, but I want it, just in case. If my soul group is listening to me, please. So I just wanted to share this video. I love past life regressions. I think they are a very, very good tool to release your soul, to see past lives, to see if you have physical or mental issues, to see what are you taking from another place, from another realm, from another portal, and you are bringing it here, because you remember the most important scenario that we have now is this present lifetime, and the other ones are parallel, but I cannot mix them up, right? I think that that's the issue. A past life regression usually will be 3 hours, 3.5 hours. It's not only to see, it's to get released, to get healed. So you can see the past life, and actually your higher self is going to take you, from what I have seen, if it takes you to when you were in your mom's womb in this present life, probably you have a lot of inner child wounds or any type of intergenerational trauma there. It can take you straight to a past life that is going to have important information for you that you need to know now. So we have to trust that your soul is going to guide you to see. Some people, they say like, oh, I only see lights. But when you start seeing light, still start seeing lights, and the lights start moving, have different shapes, you can also get information of that. And most important, we are light. We are not a physical body. So probably is in between when you are moving to an earth experience, or how you were interacting with someone else, or it could be, if you are open to these extraterrestrials, could be so many things, but you get healing. And that's what I like this modality of QHHT, because in QHHT you get healing. There is a point during the session where you can contact a higher entity, a higher self, and you can scan the body of the person and you can provide to this person healing and comfort. And the person then has, well, at least the way that I'll do it, I will give them a tarot reading to know more um, about what this person saw. And I think that we all should have the opportunity to do a past life regression. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget that I have now 40% off, so use the coupon code HEALING and book with me. Could be online or in person. Bye bye.